3 years. Straight.
You've been doing this for 3 years?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
It's been a minute. And we're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the dtalks podcast, episode 151 to be exact. I'm your host, Darren Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, any of that good stuff, consider subscribing because we have conversations like this one, as well as other fun videos here on the channel. And when you leave a like, comment, or subscribe, it helps us reach more people just like you. So consider doing that. It helps us out a ton. Now, before I can get into what we've got going on here today with my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about car insurance. These days, it seems as if we're able to do more and more for home. So while you're at home, why aren't you saving money on your car insurance? Your hometown agency, Kenosha Auto Insurance, specialized for years, literally years, in simple, hassle-free car insurance using the latest and touch-free technology to help you and your family get the best rates. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call today, 262-448-4141. That's 262-448-4141. The website's kenoshains.com. It's on the screen right now, linked down below. One last time, that's 262-448-4141. Give them a call, tell them Rita dtalks sent you. The worst that can happen is you will get the best rates. Now, with all that good stuff out of the way, one last thing before I can introduce my guest, I have to give a quick shout out to the woman behind the cameras, the woman behind the computers. McKenna just graduated college this past weekend. We were there. We got to see Willem Dafoe was there. It's the big draw for me as a nerd. So he didn't, no Spider-Man references from him. In the audience, tons of them, but from him, none. But it was really cool, and I'm proud of McKenna for getting through it. I know nursing school is very difficult, so I just want to say I'm proud of you. Yeah, and hopefully she's gonna have a good job here soon, so she'll be able to take care of me, buy me a new car, PS5.
Hey, hell yeah.
Secured,
You
right?
living the life.
That's what I needed. Now, with all that good stuff out of the way, I am excited to be introducing you guys for the first time, making his first appearance here on the show. Hopefully won't be the last. I'm excited to get to sit down and chat with this guy. He's fresh off the release of his new project, Stitchin'.
Yes,
Stitchin',
sir.
that's how you pronounce that. Let's give a wet dtalks welcome to rapper Devin Baca. How are you, man?
I'm good, bro.
The clap track's not working today, so I gotta do it
What's
manually.
up with the wet?
Wet. It's just,
Wet.
it's stuck. I think
Can
I
you do it one more time?
wet.
Wet?
Yeah, it's a wet.
Wet.
Yeah, let's give a wet dtalks welcome to Devin Baca, and he's
I
here.
like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it's a little spice, a little pizzazz. I like to throw in there.
What
Yeah.
is it?
You have to, yeah, you got to think about it before
Yeah,
you say
man.
it.
I like that, though.
Trips people up sometimes, but I appreciate it. I'm happy you're
Wet.
here, man. You got the new project out, Stitchin'.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce that. I had to Google that beforehand today. I listened to it yesterday, and I was listening to the project, and I didn't even realize that was the title. And then afterwards, I was like, man, I want to plug that at the beginning, so I should probably practice that.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's Stygian or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it comes from Greek mythology. There was a boatman, I think his name was Charon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he would take, I think, just souls. He would travel with souls across this river
The River of Styx, I believe, is that. Yeah.
to bring them to the underworld, and he would lead them to Hades, which is like the god of the underworld.
Yeah.
But I put that because I had the Yin and Yang album,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, let's keep playing with the light and the dark theme, and that was
Mhm.
more of like that's the original definition, but like what it came to is like extremely dark or gloomy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So it's like, I kind of want to split it as like, everybody has like a darker side of them or like a shadow self or
course,
whatever you want to call it. And it's like, my whole thing right now is like with the meditation and all the shit I'm doing, I'm trying to like understand that side.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the times when I make my music, I put my ego on my music.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like, I don't feel proud that much. I mean, I take pride in my work, but it's not like someone gives me a compliment and I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna keep on moving forward.
Yeah.
So
When you're talking, you're explaining it as the darker side of things, kind of gloomy. I mean, it's this is taking us to the underworld, right? This type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you see your music and maybe yourself as darker in tone, darker?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. But I think like even with like the darker side of things, you gotta like go through it to understand it, and
Mhm.
then like once you understand it, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And like I think that's like the whole thing with the yin and yang. I was like, there's good and bad, but once you understand that you can't have good without the bad, you can't have like sun without the rain type shit, and it's like it all ties into each other. So I kind of wanted to keep on playing with that theme.
Yeah, it's really cool, and the project's good, man. I listened to it yesterday. I was really enjoying it, and so you're mentioning these themes of light and darkness. You have the yin and the yang, kind of give and take, types of things. Very
Oh yeah.
spiritual, right? And I've talked to you prior to today, and we were just talking before we went live about kind of spirituality, and that's something you've recently in the last couple years or so been really
Yeah.
into.
About a year and a half, 2 years, yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Oh,
I'm
bro,
not.
I credit like all the personal growth and like the betterment of myself and like my surroundings. I give all the credit to reading and meditation.
What do you like to read?
I read a lot about psychology, and then I read a lot about like I've read a lot of the like religious books, like the Torah, the Bible, the Quran.
Mm-hmm. You just read them?
Yeah,
That's
because it's
crazy.
like, bro, I'm interested in that, and it's like the biggest thing that puts me off from all of that is you open the first page and it's like, if you do not abide by these laws, you will die. You will
Yeah.
spend the rest of your life suffering and your afterlife. I'm like, all right, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, and like that's why I like side with Buddhism more,
Yeah.
just because like if you read the Buddhism beliefs and then you go back to like all these other religions, it's all the same, but there is no like, if you don't believe this wholeheartedly, you're gonna suffer.
It seems so from what I gather from Buddhism, and I do not claim to know very much about it at all, but from what I gather, it's more about a state of being,
Yeah.
and you're pursuing, this. You're not.
It's just
You're
being like present.
Yeah, you're not so much like having to follow rules as you are more
Mhm.
so trying to do the best that you can and trying to just be right here
Mhm.
in this moment from what I gather. And there's a lot
Oh
of other
yeah.
things too, but it's interesting what kind of drew you into that. Why we've got a rapper here in the studio who is dropping good records, a lot of bars, a lot of good stuff,
Mhm.
but in his free time he's reading psychology, he's reading philosophy.
I want answers, bro.
What do you want answers from? What or for? What are you looking to answer?
I don't know. It's like you, especially like the way, I don't want to say the way the world is, because you go to different countries and like especially like more poor countries, they have a lot more love, and like that's the thing that stands out to me. You go to like Spain or you go to like Thailand, and it's like the culture there, they're welcoming, they invite you, they're like anything you need basically. It's like, I'm here, let me know, you want to have a good time, let's go do this, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
People here are so closed off.
Why do you think that? You think it has to do with money? You think there's monetary reason?
I think it's more of like a system thing. It's like, I think America is like ran like a system. Everything, everyone plays their part. Everyone knows what time to be at certain places that they need to go, like work, and
Yeah.
they know what time to show up. They know what to do. They know what time to leave. They go home, and
And you think this is not the way?
I think it started from that, and now society is just like playing the same game. It's people are just so focused on themselves instead of like I was listening to Alan Watts last night, and he's like, people.
Who is Alan Watts, by the way? I don't know who that is.
He was a philosopher, and he's best known for like, he would translate Eastern like religions and stuff to Western. Like he would make it fit together basically.
Okay.
But he was saying people look at their phone so much, or like they're craving constant, like, what is it, sensation from things that are like right in front of them.
Yeah. We want instant gratification.
Yeah.
That's why mowing the lawn is so fun.
Oh yeah.
Love mowing
Dude,
the
you
lawn.
see the lines?
It's instant. The amount of work I put in, I get to see the instant results of that.
Exactly.
I push
you
it
get
this
to look
much.
back
Yeah.
at how even the lines are. You're like, man, I
Mine
fucked
are
that
never
shit up.
even, but yeah.
Oh man.
I have a push mower and it does barely works. But yeah, we're out here. But okay, so people want instant gratification. That's what he's breaking down.
But
and
yeah, he said people forget to look at the background too much, and he said like painters, like artists and like oil painters and stuff, if you're doing like portrait pictures of people, you have to have the background in it. It like makes the whole picture like it makes the thing stand out more. And he's basically like, you have to, he's like, look away from everything, take a break, turn around, look around, see what you see. And like that's what Buddhism is to me. Like I think people make life too complex. But I think that it's complex to people who don't necessarily understand it, because it's like a lot of people have anxiety, depression,
yeah.
like stuff like that, but they don't want to face it or learn about it or understand it. And when you really understand it, you realize, like, it is what it is. I mean, some people do.
It's not a great answer for somebody that's depressed. Would not be very happy.
No, but it's like you understand it, and it's like, all right, so I do this to myself, and this makes me feel like this. But if I were to do this to myself, maybe I can make myself feel better. And it's like you create thought patterns, and like that's why a lot of people do get more depressed when they're already sad. They keep on thinking like that.
There's definitely, as somebody who's had dealt with mental health issues, to say the least, it's definitely something that happens. It's a compounding issue, right? And I think it's interesting what you're saying. When you're trying, you kind of see problem solving with these sort of things as maybe facing it. Yeah. You know? And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think people should definitely give that a try. It is, you know, you only have two options is one way I would look at it, right? Where it's, if you have something going on in your life that isn't the way that you want it to be, you can continue to sulk in that moment, and it's dumbing it down. You know, there's a lot of nuance to this. There's other things, your environment, the people that raise you, the people that you live with, whatever, where you live in the world. So it's not as simple as this, but if you can boil it down to, you can either do nothing or do something. I think that's a positive outlook. And
that was like the whole reason I got into Buddhism. I was going through a harder time in my life, not to like pity party or anything like that, but it's like okay. It's like Buddhism was literally like started because they were like, life is suffering. Yeah. And that's why it's considered like a semi-religion. There's no God or anything. Yeah. And they said life is suffering, but you can find liberation through that suffering.
And isn't don't they also I forget how it is, but it's, you know, wanting, if you want something, like the idea of wanting or
like desire
is going to force you to suffer. You know, and so like if you kind of have to balance that for yourself.
That helped me save a lot of money, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How so? What were you?
I was like more focused on things that I thought were like an investment towards myself or a necessity, instead of like things that I just wanted to buy.
What was something that you would buy that you thought was an investment?
My computer, for one. Like I definitely thought that was like the biggest investment I've made on myself so far. And then I do a lot of investing with my money. That's like how I make a lot of my money.
But you don't like to treat yourself because you're a
Buddhist. I don't care about that, bro.
Nothing?
My shoes got holes in them. My pants don't got pockets. I'm like, eh.
Every once in a while, it's okay to get yourself a nice hoodie or.
Yeah, you can splurge a little bit.
You got the chain. You got, you know, you can have something
this
nice.
This is my grandma's, bro. That's sentimental.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Well, you know, I don't think it's interesting, right? Everyone draws their own conclusions as when they look at something like that, and everyone has to find a balance that's right for them. But I don't think that it's a bad idea for everybody to maybe consider, you know, the things that we want in quotations, right? Where it's like, do I really want this, or am I doing this because I want to impress somebody else, or I want to make someone else feel better?
Exactly.
Something I struggle with for sure, but it's an interesting thought experiment.
I be buying gifts for people though.
You like buying gifts for people?
Yeah, like I mean, mainly my mom, bro. My mom is like an angel. So like if she's going through some shit, I'll pick her something up at Target and be like, hey, I got this for you. Yeah. Just like see her smile a little bit.
Giving is different. Giving is an interesting thing. I have similar feelings about giving gifts. I really dislike, I'm not going to say I dislike getting gifts, but it is a weird feeling when you know 100%. People are stressed out about getting you something. That is, it stresses me out.
Oh, yeah.
And I get stressed picking something out for them, but once I have the thing, like, and I'm getting ready to give it to them, or it's like the couple of days before I give it to them, I'm like so excited. Oh, yeah. And then when they finally open it and they enjoy it, I'm like, it's a weird feeling of just like pure joy, bro. As opposed to like when you get something, it's almost, I almost feel guilty every once in a while. If someone gets me a really good gift, I'm like so pumped in the moment. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. And then I'm like, right away, I'm like, I want to give you something now, because it's like, you know, when someone compliments you, sometimes you just be like,
exactly. That's how I take it.
Your shoes look dope too. You know, just so it's somewhat of an imposter syndrome as well as people pleasing mixed in there as well, where it's like you don't feel like you deserve it.
That's the weird thing, bro. Is like I can't take compliments well. I'm like, I would rather you not compliment me at all than compliment me once. You know?
What does Buddhism say? You've been studying this thing. You've read all these books. What do they say about compliments?
It doesn't say nothing about compliments. I mean, it just says like take it to the heart. You know, like if it's a compliment, take it as a compliment, but
okay, just take it as face value.
yeah,
Don't look into it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to do that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, I
difficult.
feel weird when people give me compliments, bro. I'm like, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Even with the music, you know, when someone's like, "Hey, man, I like this song."
I mean, I've been doing music since I was like 15, 16. So like now it's just kind of like second nature. Like I
Okay.
go into the studio, I'm like, I'll make a beat or I'll fuck around with some shit and I'll be like, yeah, I'll make something on this. And then like I just spend 4, 5, 6 hours making a song, mixing and mastering it. And I'm like, all right, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And then like,
But if someone hears it and they're like, "Yo, Dev, this is good."
oh yeah,
What
dude,
do
my
you say?
homies are like, bro, put your shit on Spotify. When is it coming on Spotify? And yada
Yeah.
yada yada. I'm like, if someone's complimenting my music, it's pretty much just like, thank you, I appreciate it, but it's
Mhm.
nothing more than that.
Okay, so you don't get in too caught up in that. That
Oh,
could be a
no.
good thing, because if it were then when it becomes if it ever becomes the opposite, where someone says something mean, then it doesn't affect you as much, I imagine.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
I
good.
don't really pay attention.
That's
to
very
that.
healthy.
Yeah.
See, I have an opposite problem where I get very, very down and I get very excited. I wouldn't even say I get that excited. It's more like I look past a lot of the compliments sometimes, because I think maybe I forgot, someone put it really well one time where they were saying sometimes as artists we're like looking for the negative thing, because it's like, if I didn't think it was good, I wouldn't have made it.
Exactly.
Right. So like, I'm like, if you telling me good, like, it does mean a lot to me. Don't, people at home, if you say something's good, it's going to make my day. Kayla McCracken, she's actually in the chat right now. She's saying, "Let's go." She messaged me. She called me the other day, last week, before we did the show, and she was like, "Hey, I'm really excited for your show tonight. I love when you do it every Monday."
Oh hell yeah.
Meant the world to me. I was getting emotional after the phone call. Like, man, like someone actually cares enough to.
Oh yeah, no,
tune in
it's
every
always
week.
good, man. A compliment, like I take that to the heart. But
Yeah, but sometimes I think as art, what I was trying to get to is sometimes as artists we kind of skip past that. Is almost not that it's expected, but it's almost like, yeah, I know on some level I think what I'm doing is good, right? So I'm looking for that negative thing.
or it's
to
like
spark.
even with like mixing and stuff, you're focused on finding the bad parts. Like
God, yeah.
if you can hear like certain noises that like you make with your mouth while saying a word or something like that, or you hear your breath in the background, you're like, oh, like you really focus on the
Yeah.
negatives during that to make it more like perfect, or your idea of like a perfect song.
Yeah, you want to like hate yourself, mix and master your own music is a great way to do it. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
you're like, why the fuck did I say it? Like, this take was phenomenal except for that one fucking P, and now I gotta go back and redo. Like,
Bro, you'll spend
yeah.
like a half an hour trying to get the perfect take.
yeah, it really be like that, and it's interesting, and I do it for other people as well. I almost prefer doing it for other people, because it's like I'm less attached to it, and I'm less like. I would never. It's weird, because I would never tell someone else like, "Man, you fucking suck." Like, what the? But I'm sitting there in my head when I'm by myself mixing a song that I did. I'm like, why did I fuck it? Who wrote this? What the
God,
fuck
bro.
is? And it gets fucked up. With you then, for music, as we're kind of getting towards that, is I sense a lot of you mentioned earlier. There's a little bit of your ego goes into the music.
Yeah.
There's a little bit bravado as well. It seems like there is a sense of urgency. There is like I don't want to say there's not like an aggression, but there's almost how I don't know how you would describe it. Is music for you more stress relieving when you release something, or is it stressful to release it?
No, that's like my escape. That's like when I'm there, nobody can tell me nothing. Nobody can tell me how to act, who to be. Like that's my area, that's my world, and I just like that's what I like about music so much is you take like a blank nothing and you place down 808s, you make your own melodies, you do all this shit, and then it turns into something, and you slowly see your creation like come alive. And like that's the whole I like that, and it takes so much time to like actually get something right to the point where it's like I need that, because if I were to just sit down for 8 hours, dude, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
But it's like with meditation, it's like the same thing. Music is the same thing as meditation for me.
Oh, really?
So it's like it takes me out of here and it puts me here. And
Puts
like,
you in that moment.
yeah, and that's what I like about it. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm only thinking about what's in front of me.
Yeah.
What else could I do? How could I be more creative? Can I add anything to it? Yada yada yada. And it's like that shit takes me away, bro.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing when you can get lost in something like that, right?
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
like actually present. 'Cause I think that's when you're mentioning earlier about was it Alan Watts you said? He's talking about people being so focused on what's right in front of them in almost a negative sense, where they're disassociating with their phones and things like that, as opposed to being right where you are and not like looking at something else, right? And I think that's interesting. It's something that I think, especially as we become more and more accustomed to staring at this little 8-inch screen all day every day, and I
Bro,
do it all
there's
the
people
time.
on TikTok telling you, oh, they got aliens living in the middle of the earth. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's engaging, bro, and it's curated to us, right? So it's like, it's very. I just saw this girl break it down on TikTok where that's part of the reason that disassociation and like depression and anxiety, these things are up, is what this person was arguing. I'm not saying this is fact, but this is what they were arguing, was in part because of the increased usage of our phones, and more specifically social media, that's now getting better at curating to us. Because
the algorithm, bro.
Well, while you're on your phone, it's doing everything. Every app is doing everything it can to keep you on that app, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real world is not like that.
No, not at all.
You walk into the studio, like, I'm trying to, keep you here for the whole interview. I'm trying to, talk to you, whatever. But like,
I'm walking out.
But if you say something that's wild, like, this is not curated to please you, right?
Yeah,
I'd be like, get the fuck out of my studio, whatever it would be. And so, and it's the same thing when we go outside. When you start driving, people are not getting out of the way for you to just drive down the road.
I wish they would.
And exactly. But that's the way that our kind of subconsciously we get programmed like that, by the way that these algorithms are just like showing us, like, oh, this is all for you. I mean, TikTok is the for you page. So YouTube's going to suggest this next video for you. Facebook, it's all the shit that you'd interact with is what's going to show you. And
no, 100%.
It's
Man,
that
shit's
wild.
Dangerous.
It's wild. I mean, I will say, it's a blessing and a curse. There's a lot of great that comes out of a lot of social media.
It's so funny.
There's a lot of great content,
like
great
that,
entertainment.
If you like get the right algorithm on the right day, bro, I ain't going outside. I ain't doing nothing. I'm watching TikTok all day.
Yeah, it really be like that, and it's a toxic game that we play back and forth. We've got some people in the comments saying hello to us. Both of your guys' rap game is fire. Just saying, thank you, Ben.
Oh, I appreciate you.
that. P Dizzy says, hey, we've got Nicole Scott says, Daddy Darren, what's up, dog? I don't disagree with that title. We need to start going with that.
Oh, you go by Daddy now?
I mean, we need that, Daddy Darren. we should be rolling with that. I don't know why that is the first time I'm being called that. Speaking of rap, what are some of the hardest sus lines you've ever heard? I've been trying to. We've had quite a few rappers on. I want to get something new on here. We haven't talked about sus rap lines.
Do you listen to West Side Boogie?
No, I don't.
He had Eminem on one of the songs, and he said, fuck, what'd he say? It was like a shepherd having sex with a sheep. Fuck what you heard.
Damn. It's a bar?
It's a bar, but like
pretty sus, but it is a bar. I've got some that I think you might enjoy here. Let's see. I would pull this up on the computer, but as I was explaining to you prior, and I've talked about it on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
These people that say they know computers don't know computers, and they be fucking my shit up.
Capping, bro.
And now my shit is more fucked up than it was. So now I can't. I got all this money for the soundboard. We got all this money for all this shit. Can't play sounds. Can't pull up videos. I'm trying to think. There's a Kanye line.
I really wanted to say, like, hey Jamie, pull this up too. Like, I was excited, bro.
I let you down. Next time you're on, we'll do it.
All right, bet.
We'll pull up. The whole time we'll just react to things.
I'm gonna send random links to like the worst YouTube videos ever, so you pull them up.
We can do it.
Bro, do you know this dude named City Boo?
No, who is City Boo?
He was he was on YouTube.
It's a good name.
I don't think he was like ever big, but there's this video that blew up, and I put him in one of my songs. I sampled one of his lines. He's like, I got the Jesus piece around my neck to protect me from my haters who be hating, man.
What's he from? Is he just from YouTube, or was he from like TikTok or something?
I just saw the clip on YouTube. He had a pair of Air Forces on though, and he was like, these my GD Wheaties. I love that, bro.
Just the energy.
I love that. That shit's so funny.
I never heard of him.
My GD Wheaties.
GD Wheaties. That's a... I like it. I dig it. So sus rap lines though.
Oh yeah.
I don't need your pussy, bitch. I'm on my own dick. Kanye West, I think.
Goddamn Kanye.
Lil Wayne once said, "I be in the ocean, getting shark pussy."
Dog, how do you find these?
I did a quick Google search before we went live.
Okay.
A couple of them I knew off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of some more because I'm not liking these ones that I'm seeing.
I'm in the ocean having sex with a shark.
Let me see if I can not get copyright claimed here and pull this up. I wish I could pull this video up for everybody. It's annoying me, so I'll just try and get a couple lines because there were a couple really funny lines in here. Let me know in the comments if you guys have one off the top of your head. What's the most sus rap lines?
Oh, there's a bunch of them, bro.
What's your favorite though?
I don't know. I'd have to
Who's your
listen
favorite
to some
artist
music.
maybe that's had multiple sus lines, and then we can maybe figure some out. We've got give her the D. Yeah, she fight it. That is by Lil Uzi Vert. That's kind of sexual assault
Yeah,
reference.
Some R. Kelly shit.
Chance the Rapper once said, "On the mic, like it's a dick."
Bro, what the fuck?
We also have here. Let's see. We've got some other ones. This is Baby Birkin. No, Baby Birkin by Gunna says, "I have a daughter. I'm buying her Baby Birkin. Baby Birkin. Fucked her good and got her legs hurting." I hope that's taken out of context, because that's
why he in prison, bro.
That's man, I feel dirty having read that. Donald Glover says, or Childish Gambino said, "I'm heading west like I'm fucking blowing Kanye." As a bar.
That's a bar, but that's some weird shit.
It's sus, but it is a bar.
I wonder if I'm gonna ever write some weird shit, bro.
My friend Ty has a line in a song that we have together that he unintentionally, it sounds sus now looking back on it, but he didn't know at the time. It's he's talking about, it's a song called Fly Away, and we're talking about like, the song's about like getting up and leaving your hometown, like trying to go do new things, new experiences, like chase your dreams, whatever. And he says like, what does he say? I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm doing it with my dude. And then he keeps going on, and like, but just those two lines in continuation.
All right, bro.
We just
I gotta
so
go.
we give him some shit for that now. We've got Ludacris said, "I bang cock in Bangkok." That is Ludacris.
Nah. I like Ludacris too.
Who's this?
That ain't right though.
Heedy One. Do you know who Heedy One is? I don't know who
Nah.
that is. Says, "How many times have I touched them kids? The whole op block's been molested." This is
Y'all
genius.
gotta
These are
stop,
lyrics
man.
from Genius. Young Thug says, "I put the crack in my
the
crack."
Yeah.
That's great. Tay says, "He think he hard, comma, well, comma, that choppa beat his meat." Ugh. That's good. There's some good stuff, man. So maybe we need to get into the sus rap game.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Maybe that's where,
You know, there's this rapper named Lil Nut.
that's a beautiful
He's
name.
on all that, bro.
That's a beautiful
He's on
name.
some weird shit.
Lil Nut. You know who Lil B is?
Nah.
Lil B is a legend, rap legend. He dropped like a 100-song album, I think,
God
a couple years ago. Yeah. Just a meme of a dude, super funny. I don't know a lot about him. My old producer buddy Harrison that used to go behind the camera for us, he put me on to Lil B, and there's some very funny shit with him. So what wins is the hardest sus line out of all those lines that we were just privy to? What are we thinking?
I'd definitely say the Kanye one or the Touching Kids one.
Yeah, Touching Kid was probably the worst. I actually thought the Shark Pussy one was interesting.
I like that one.
That's kind of funny.
You know, Lil Wayne a different breed if you fucking sharks,
dude. He's
bro.
an actual poet. Like he would have killed at any time. Classics. Those.
Bro, he would go up on like talk shows and he would just freestyle a cappella for like 5 minutes.
I remember when, I forget which Carter it was, when he literally said he stopped writing down anything. Everything's freestyle, and he just stays in the booth. He'll freestyle for like an hour, and then just pick what they like.
Dude, I've been listening to him since I was like 6, 7.
Yeah, I used to watch the we used to watch the Look at Me Now music video on Charter on demand. It was free.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to have certain music videos on there, and we would watch that like every day. Me and my siblings. We'd watch the Look at Me Now.
What was it, like replaying?
No, you could just, it was on demand, so you could go to like the
you
Charter
could
on demand section. It was
Oh,
free.
bro, I never had cable like that.
Oh, really? No. So we would go on there, and we would watch. There was that one. The Party Rock Anthem was big.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
Used to watch that shit all the time. Words I Never Said by Lupe Fiasco. What other ones were on there that we would watch all the time? There were quite a few, but it was an interesting time.
Party Rock, bro. I remember that.
I used to want. There was like a.
That was a good time in life.
That was
That was
simpler
like-
time.
Mm.
Simpler time. How old were you when you came out?
Shit, 12?
Yeah, dude, I had to be in like 7th grade, dude. 6th or
Yeah, I
7th
was
grade.
young.
That's pretty fucking wild.
But I remember I was doing the dances and shit. I would have the glasses.
Oh,
and,
you
like,
were party rocking?
Oh, I was party rocking, bro.
You had the shits like this?
Yeah.
Like this right here?
Yeah.
Fucking Ray-Bans, a piece of dust.
Bro, you
fella.
still party rocking.
Yeah, I'm still party
People
rocking.
don't even know what's going on.
Check me out, bro. No, so it's actually crazy to see how like there used to be an MTV channel, and now there's not. I mean MTV still exists, but they're not playing music videos like that.
No.
It's all on YouTube and everything. What favorite music video growing up?
Justin Bieber.
Which one?
Baby.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh God.
I don't know.
I used to watch. There was a YouTube channel called The Key of Awesome.
Yeah.
And they would do like spoofs of like all popular songs.
Oh yeah, dude. I would watch that more than any other music video.
I remember one time I was in 7th grade, 8th grade maybe, and I had an iPod, like shitty. It was like a broken ass iPod. But I figured out that if you loaded a YouTube video, it would load all the way. As long as you rewound it before it finished,
you wouldn't get ads.
You wouldn't have to be on Wi-Fi because it already loaded it.
Oh shit!
And
I
so
figured that out with pornos, bro. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, deep dive.
Deep diving, bro.
You have to research. It's for science purposes. There's nothing you can do.
I'm just studying. Getting the
Exactly,
moves
student
right.
of the game.
I was like 12. I was practicing for my future.
That's what you have to do.
Exactly.
You have to put in the work.
I'm doing it now with music, man.
Exactly. So I figured that out, and how I figured that out was I was actually watching the baby Justin Bieber spoof video from The Key of Awesome, and I had a basketball game that day, in grade school. And I'm on my way like a 25 minute bus ride or whatever, listening to this song over and over again. Because I just was so happy that I figured out how to do this. And so I just listened to that song for I listened to it in the locker room too, probably like 45 minutes straight.
God damn, bro.
I was so excited that I had figured out a way.
You went out on the court like, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't even know what the fake version is, like the parody.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't remember that.
No, if I watched it, I bet you after one time I could recite the whole thing, but I don't remember. I know there's some I know they compare him to a demon that he's taking women's souls or some shit.
Bro, they had some
weird
wild ass ideas.
Parodies were crazy, man.
They were running shit though.
We're out of the golden age of parodies.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be way bigger. I think copyright claims fucked them. I think that they used to be a little bit more free to do stuff like that.
They were on top though.
Millions of views every video, bro. Now, yeah, you can't really do stuff like that.
I remember the Tron one from them, but I can't remember who the parody was about. But
Tron?
They had a Tron parody where it was
the movie
Tron based. Yeah.
Oh damn, I love Tron.
Yeah. That is a good ass movie.
It is a good movie. Got a lot of shit. What's the worst rap interview you've ever seen? Or your least favorite?
Smoke Perp.
Oh,
it was
his Tim Westwood one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that one was bad.
There's some great bars in that. Great bars. I should
probably bring that up, Jamie.
Yeah, dude, I should pull some of that up. Actually, the Smoke Perp he's one of the most talented rappers of our generation.
Oh,
actually.
100%. That man is a demigod.
Smoke Perp, Tim Westwood. Yeah, this shit's hilarious, dude. He did it for 40 minutes, and it was the worst. It is dubbed the worst freestyle ever. Someone put some low lights together for us.
God damn, bro.
I know they say it's toxic and deceiving, but I know it can change.
What are you doing? Turn it off. Okay, it's enough. He says there's some trash lines in that one as well. There's a line in there someone quoted, I just want to blow pipes, and then he moans right after. So that could have been a contender as well. But yeah, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. Did you see the big thing with his shows recently have been pretty light?
Oh yeah.
I saw that on No Jumper. They're giving out free tickets, and they can't get more than 15 kids to come.
Hey man, you had your 15 minutes of fame, you know.
Isn't that crazy though?
Bro, he said, "Bitch, I'm a boner."
Yeah.
You ain't coming back from that.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. It's wild how much of I wouldn't say hold they had on the culture of things, but him and Lil Pump were so captivating for a year and some change, and then it was a slow kind of fall off.
Mm-hmm.
But Pump still has some small
got
amount of
money.
success. You know,
He be on Instagram talking about we smoking dicks.
he's a crazy motherfucker, bro. Who's the best rap troll?
Shit.
Is it 6ix9ine?
Freddie Gibbs.
You think Freddie Gibbs?
I love Freddie Gibbs, bro. If you have his Instagram, he posts the most wild shit. He went on Joe Rogan's podcast and he's talking about, I shot up a crackhead 11 times. This motherfucker kept running.
I
was
did
like,
hear
oh
him say
my
that shit.
God.
I saw the clip of that. Yeah, he's got to be up there. I'm trying to think who else is like really, really in.
Probably
lane of
Kanye
trolling.
too, but he's not trolling. He's just
He means it.
controversial.
He means it when he's saying it. It might come off as trollish, but he is definitely meaning every word of it.
Oh yeah, and that's like the worst part, because then you're like, damn, Kanye was like a leader of this whole generation, and now that he's like Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just
My
he fell off, man.
I don't know if he fell off. Dondo's
I
still
still got
pretty
love
crazy.
for Kanye, but like the way he holds himself on social media, I'm like, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I think his social media presence is pretty interesting. He actually just he came back today and posted something for the first time in a while. It was like him and McDonald's have partnered, and he did a
Nah, did he get
a
his
new
own meal?
packaging. No.
Oh.
He did like a packaging thing for them. I don't know if they're
Okay.
gonna go with that or not. It looked pretty interesting, kind of weird, but no, I love Kanye. I think he's super talented.
Oh, 100%.
I just the social media stuff can be a little weird sometimes. Sometimes it's fun.
I think the fame just got to him. Like all the publicity, all the like everything he has to do, it builds up over time.
See, I think he's aware though. I think he's more aware than a lot of people think he is.
Do you think he's playing like the
No, I think he.
press and all that?
I just think he's ridiculously intelligent when it comes to that. I mean, with his Donda 2 rollout was like a perfect example.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
dude.
You know, that was
and like the whole like area where he had the arena and like the house in the middle of it, dude. That
Mhm.
shit was beautiful. That man is a visionary.
and finishing the album as publicly as he was doing it, like it just
Mhm.
built up this hype for this thing that I think that was really crazy the way he did that, and I
Oh,
think super
100%.
special moment. So I don't know.
But even on like The Game just dropped an album and Kanye was on one of it, and one of the lines was something like, I want to beat Pete Davidson's ass or some shit.
Oh, that's a like a song he'd come out with pretty recently. That's a
Yeah.
Ye song, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "God save me from that crash,"
Yeah.
referring to his famous car crash, just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the lines.
Dude, I thought that shit was funny.
That is pretty funny, actually. I'm surprised Pete Davidson. I've seen he's got a couple of jokes back at Kanye now, but I'm surprised he didn't have more to say.
Bro,
as
he
a
made
comedian,
it with
you know?
Kim, like that gives me hope.
That Pete has
Yeah.
pulled Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got MGK's with Megan Fox still, I think.
Yeah.
They're still together, and then Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Which one? Courtney? I don't know the names.
Yeah,
sometimes.
neither do I. It's okay.
They get mixed up sometimes.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, so I mean, giving everybody hope out here.
Oh, for real, dude. But Pete Davidson, he looked different
He's
in the best way.
He's an interesting looking guy for sure.
But
He's
it's like
not
for
as-
him to end up with Kim, I'm like, damn, bro, you're giving skinny motherfuckers hope.
yeah. A lot of people think he's really ugly. I don't really think he's that ugly of a guy. I think he's a pretty.
He said it before, bro, and I can't help but agree with him. On one of his stand-ups, he's like, you can't tell if I'm half black or white. And like I was like, yeah, 100%, I agree with you.
Yeah, people.
And
don't
like
really
every
know.
time I see him, that's all I think about.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, dog,
Why you think about his race? Like, why you gotta bring race
not
into
like
it, man?
that, but it's like he has a mix of everything, bro.
Yeah.
It was like God was like, hey, pour a little bit of this,
a little bit of
yeah,
yeah.
just a little mixture.
Yeah.
And he ended up with Kim.
He's got it all.
Props to the man.
He's pretty funny too. A lot of people discredit him. He is actually pretty funny.
Oh no,
comedian.
he's funny as hell.
And it was his last week at SNL this week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, I don't know how that really works. I don't really watch SNL like that, but interesting. So, worst rap interview ever? We didn't get to that. We didn't come to an answer. Who's the worst?
Yeah, I'd definitely say Smoke Part.
Smoke Part. Okay. That's it. I mean, yeah, with the freestyle, that's a pretty bad one. I'm trying to think of somebody who might add.
Interview though, I'm not sure.
What about? I mean, Birdman walked out on Breakfast Club, and
Rick Ross walked out on 85 South Show.
Oh really?
He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick," and just never came back.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I never seen that one. I mean, Kanye and Sway.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That one's too funny though.
Yeah.
That one can't be the worst. It's pretty,
That one hit
pretty
a little
hilarious.
bit too.
Yeah, well, it's hilarious. That time period of Kanye interviews, he was extremely frustrated and misunderstood, and a lot of the things he was talking about came to fruition. And like there, I think around that same time is when he did the Breakfast Club interview with Charlamagne. Charlamagne's like, "Ain't nobody care about the Yeezys, man. We care about the music." And he's like, "Nah, people do be caring about the Yeezys though." And Charlotte's like, "Nah, nah, nah." And yeah, they fucking care, bro. Yeah. They fucking care.
Sold out everything.
It's crazy. It's crazy how misunderstood that man has been. What's your least favorite thing about when rappers get interviewed? As a fan of it, I'm sure you watch rap interviews.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I kind of think like an interview or like even with the podcast, it's like, especially like with you and like I watch 85 South show and they're like, you're just kicking it. Like if you guys are good and like your homies and shit, it's just you guys are kicking it. You're talking.
Yeah.
It ain't really nothing special.
There's no super.
It's just recording, you know.
Yeah. There's not a lot of stress involved. My issue is with certain rappers is they come in. Because I'm usually really excited when it comes any musician, and this isn't just for rappers. This is a lot of musicians do this, where it's like you're so excited because they make like this, great art that you're a fan of and you enjoy, and then they get to the interview and they have nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
And it definitely like turns me on. I'm like, damn, like, aren't you so like? I feel like, and maybe it's me projecting, but it's like I'd be so passionate about this thing I just released that I'd be like so excited to either talk about that or not even necessarily that thing, but just like express myself in general. And some people it's like you can tell you can feel the machine of the label, like they've got the couple talking points and they're just like I don't for sure like dog that, man. They're like Charlo, I ask him like this deep question, be like, what's the question? And then they'll repeat it, oh no. And it's like, come on, man.
Bro, I love Jack Harlow's interviews though.
He's a funny
man.
man.
That man is goofy.
He's a good interview for sure.
Oh yeah. He's funny, man.
Favorite personality right now in hip hop?
Shit. I'd have to say, I fuck with Jack Harlow's old music, but his new stuff I'm not like I'm not that big of a fan of that. But like his old stuff from like 2018 and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that. But I'd definitely say his presence of like interviews and shit, that man don't care.
He's hilarious. He is funny.
He was talking to Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne's like, hey, pause. He goes, resume. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, dude. The first time I heard that, I was like, that's pretty funny actually. No, he's really funny in hip hop. I'm trying to think who else is pretty funny. Pusha T is pretty funny. I'm not like the biggest like. I listen to Pusha T, but I don't be like
on
deep diving on every single thing. But this last run of interviews he did for promoting his new project, it's funny. He's got a pettiness to him that he'll like when he makes fun of people or says other things. It's really interesting to hear him.
Bro, I like watching T.I. interviews.
T.I. is that dude is a weird motherfucker, bro.
Bro, he's
doing stand up now,
Yeah, and I think I'm not sure about this, but he was on the 85 South show and they were just fucking around with each other and they were like, you should do comedy, yada yada yada. And then I think he went out with Dave Chappelle or some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if he went up on stage, but he was fucking with Dave Chappelle.
I know he had done some stuff. He kind of got a little controversy with some comedians because I think it was Godfrey or was supposed to be headlining something and they switched it and let T.I. headline and just because he
I love
T.I.,
bro. That man got such a good vocabulary. You'll be sitting there and like if you say something that is like factual 100%, he's like indubitably, and that shit geeks me out, bro.
He's a interesting dude because didn't he like check for like the longest time? This is gonna be weird for people that aren't familiar with T.I. For people that don't know too, T.I. is the guy who has the song, Whatever You Like. It's T.I. You can have whatever you like. What's another big song? T.I. song.
King is back. He just dropped a new album. His new album is like really good. They got I think it's Pantone Blue or something like that. That's my favorite song off of that. He has Lil Baby on there. Jeezy.
I didn't hear it, but he is pretty infamous for checking his daughter's hymen.
Hymen?
Yeah, to prove that she was still a virgin.
Bro, I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, you never heard this? This is a big controversy. This is why.
Bro, to me, T.I. is like a rap legend.
Yeah, he's also a weirdo.
And you telling me some weird shit.
Yeah, he's a pretty weird guy. I mean, no, a little bit of hate. I won't say I won't say it's all love, but because that is a little fucking weird.
Nah, it's all love, but that's weird, bro.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think she was like up till she was like 18. He was doing that. I don't know if she's 18 now but yeah, this was like 2 years ago.
Does he like take her to the hospital to get it checked or like?
I don't know, and I think that the thing that doesn't make any sense, and the reason his judgment to do that is very flawed, is the fact that it can break in other ways. I believe, like, what just working out. Like a lot of girls get like their first period or something, or like
What
or
do you
bleed.
think
Like
he'd do if like it was broken?
I don't know.
That's
Like,
what I want to know.
What happens then?
See, these
Just
are the
disown
questions
her?
I'd be asking.
Yeah, I can't remember. He responded to it a while back. Maybe I'll actually look that up quick. So even though, see, look at me looking up all this shit, even though we don't
yeah,
have
you need
the
a
thing.
research department,
Gotta
bro. Hire me.
T.I. Hyman apology. Oh, he did do it. He did apologize. All of this false narrative has been sensationalized, he says. So that's not really sound like an apology. Not to any of these strangers. Blah, 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 blah. He says, I've never said I was in any exam room. That is an assumption and a falsity. Oh, so he does check, or he did check, but he was not in the exam room. Apparently that
okay,
was
so we just got the results back from the doctor.
it's still just as fucking weird.
It
It's
is.
like a 9. We went from a 10 to a 9. Like, it's still fucked up. It's just not as bad. Okay. He said that he would yearly go to gynecology appointments with his daughter, who is now 18. This article's a couple years old, I think. So he says, so we'll go and sit down, and the doctor comes and talk, and the doctor's maintaining a high level of professionalism, T.I. said. He's like, sir, I have to in order to share the information. And he's like, Deja, they want you to sign this so we can share the information. Is there anything you want me to not know? And she says, no problem. Okay. And then they come in and say, well, I just want you to know that there are other ways besides sex that the hymen can be broken. Oh, so he was upset that it was broken.
Oh, okay.
Fucked, bro.
Imagine if the doctor wasn't professional. Funny
Yeah,
that'd be.
that's pretty fucking weird, man. Yeah, people are saying that this is kind of controlling and abusive to even have the results. Yeah, I agree. Doesn't sound like there was an apology in there, unless this article is pretty fucking long, actually. This is why people don't do their own research, bro. It's like, I gotta read. I don't got time to read. I'm hosting a podcast. I don't got time to fucking read.
Yeah, I'm
But
telling you, bro. You need a research department.
Well,
I'm
we
here.
usually we pull it up, it'd be on there, so I could be reading it in real time. People could see it at the same time as me, so if they can read faster, they wouldn't have to worry about me stuttering and whatnot. But so don't check your daughter's hymens. Let them.
Message of the day.
Yeah, that's the biggest takeaway if you get nothing else from this interview. Now, we were talking prior to this a little bit. I know we touched on spirituality earlier. We were talking about all the different. You were mentioning me about frequencies, and that there's a guy who's studying different frequencies that can help you sort of your positive thoughts travel through your mind quicker. You want to explain that in a little better detail than I just did?
All right, so his name is Robert Monroe, and he would work at the Robert Monroe Institution, and they would study how certain frequencies resonate with different parts of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll play, like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but let's say like 44 hertz in here, 18 hertz in here. Your left side of your brain is like, that's your subconscious. So like, even like psychologists, they'll be like, make a track for yourself when you go to bed that you can play all night.
Yeah.
About everything that you want to see in yourself, everything that you want to be, anything that you want to like.
Is that like you speaking? That's supposed to be?
Yeah. Or you can just find like pre-made shit.
Oh, and it's like manifestation. Like,
yeah.
I will be successful. I will be whatever.
But it changes like your mentality, and like that's the biggest thing that I've learned about.
Has that worked for you?
Oh yeah.
Doing stuff like repeating things like that, chanting almost.
I would never I never did the sleeping one, but Robert Monroe has a bunch of videos on YouTube, and I think it's the Robert Monroe Institution on YouTube. But he has guided meditations on there, and I got really into it. And the first time that I did it, it's a half an hour video, And in the first 7 minutes, it's a like lady guiding you, basically, like breathe like this, yada yada yada. If you have like anxiety or any worries, put it in an imaginary box and forget about it. After the 7 minutes, dude, I knew that I was in my studio because I was laying on the floor in my studio.
Okay.
But I knew that I was in my studio, but in my mind, I was like on a hike in the mountains. And it was like the weirdest.
Astral projecting.
Yeah, dude, it was the weirdest experience I've had in my life. And it's like, I had my homie try it just to like, I was like, am I crazy? Am I the only one that can like experience this? So I had my homie try it. And he goes, dude, that was insane. Like, I've done a decent amount of mushrooms in my lifetime, you know? That shit beat mushrooms.
This is what, a 7-minute video?
It's a 30-minute video, but
video.
the 7 minutes is like the guided part. And then she'll be like, all right, now you're on
Is
your
that
own.
YouTube?
Yeah.
You gotta plug us, bro.
To you, bro.
People need to know. What's the name of this video?
I think it's The Gateway Experience by Robert Monroe. It's a 30-minute video. And, yeah, no, first 7 minutes, she's telling you what to do. And, like, she's like, close your eyes, breathe slowly, yada, 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 just to get yourself relaxed. And it basically, they play frequencies behind her voice that basically like calms your mind down. Yeah. To the point where like you're completely relaxed.
Well, that's what I know. There's some science too behind like brown noise and especially that I forget what it is. It's a similar thing, but with like ocean sounds and stuff like that. Yeah. That's why like the waves and
makes you feel like tranquil and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes with that. Even like so, I've been in therapy now. I started therapy this year, and one of the things that they do, there's always like a thing playing, like a soft sound in the background that's always kind of present.
Dude, I get that too.
Yeah, you don't like. I didn't notice it until like the second or third session that was going on, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" You know?
Oh, bro, I recently got tested for ADHD.
Oh yeah.
And came back. I have really bad ADHD, but so I'm glad I got that fixed. But the psychologist was playing music like that all through her room. The lights on the ceiling, they had like those school lights. She put wallpaper or something up there that was like the stars. Okay. And then she had like this Zen sand table where like you could, I don't know if it vibrated or what, but it makes patterns. Like you can pick a pattern on your phone and it just shows up. Dude, I was fucking with that for like 15 minutes.
Really?
Like there's certain, I love that shit, but like
I've seen those bowls that like people have like
I got
the
those.
Stick thing. Yeah, what the fuck is that about, man?
I have I think it's the heart chakra one. I don't really believe in the chakras, but I believe in the frequencies.
We had the homie Captain Lossless was on. He was telling me about chakras and stuff like that.
That's what got me into meditation was the chakras.
Okay.
But
it didn't have the same kind of power for you.
Thing. Because it's like even when like you first start meditating, if you do like guided meditations, they'll like focus on your breath or find something to focus on. Birds chirping. Crickets, or find something that you can keep your mind on. Yeah. And in my mind, I think chakras is like, if you listen to a guided chakra meditation, they'll be like, imagine your root chakra, which is like your bottom chakra. They're like, imagine that chakra going into the ground and you're transferring all the negative energy into the ground. So to me, it's psychological. Yeah. Like your imagination, you can do a lot of shit with your imagination. Yeah.
Well, that's what me and McKenna were actually just talking about this a while ago, where it's there's a lot of science behind like your thoughts since your thoughts can control your mood and like your stress levels, and your stress levels can literally control other level like your cortisone levels and other things in your body. Like you can literally make yourself sick from your thoughts, and you can do the inverse too.
I made myself pass out.
That's crazy, isn't it? And but that's what people say. People argue. A lot of scientists argue that there is the inverse of that is true as well. That with positive, thoughts, whether it's through meditation or whatever it is, you can accomplish similar things in the reverse. Yeah, which is crazy. Like you'll genuinely feel better.
That's that book I'm reading right now. And like the reason I like I think his name is like Neville Goddard. It's Goddard. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but yeah, I read 2 of his books. One was The Power of Awareness, and the other was Awakened Imagination. And it made me buy all 10 of his books.
Damn.
Like, it was so good that I didn't want to stop reading it.
These long books? They short? Like
maybe like 150 pages.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, no. But I like him because I think he's Christian based, but he doesn't think God is like the God in the Bible. He says God is your consciousness, and
That's more of a like Middle Eastern
yeah,
type of approach.
and like that's why I like it. It's I think religions play too much on fear and beliefs, and like that's why I like Buddhism. They're not like threatening you or like making you feel less if you're not believing in this.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like everybody has their own opinion and belief sets. So you just gotta find something that clicks with you, and then once you find that thing that clicks, you'll go down this path of finding other things that click.
Yeah.
And then left and right, everything is just like falling into place, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's the power of I think there's a lot of good in. I think a lot of the ideas of most religions are based in a lot of good
I
things.
think it's just a good, like, even the Bible. I believe in some of the stuff from the Bible, but I believe all like the religious books are more of a guide to live a healthy life.
Yeah, I think that's what they aim for, but I think where those religions maybe have been skewed on whatever path they originally set out to do, they just become more about control, you know, as opposed to like actually embracing your spirituality or your faith, if that's what you have. When really, like you said, and I guess maybe what I would more so subscribe to is, I'm not religious. I don't really claim any religion, but a lot of people, one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and in that book they talk about how like when you are doing the thing that you are meant to do, or you're like being your truest self, that's when you're tapping into the heart of the universe.
Oh yeah.
There, basically, that's God, and so then you are God, and you know, and that's how you can look at it that way. And there's a lot of different ways to look at it. For me, not super into all of it, so it's more like I take, when it comes to like spiritual things, I'm very into understanding myself, and that part of it I really value. But I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of learning everything there is to know about that kind of stuff yet.
Oh, dude, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, if you were to ask me to do this, I'd say no.
Really?
And like I'd regret it, because I would have so much like fear and nerves about.
What would you be nervous about being on the Dtalks podcast?
Putting my face on camera, and like I'm like, oh, this shit public, bro. But like at the same time now, and I think it's more meditation, because like as time went on, I would meditate longer.
Yeah.
And like I used to just do breathing exercises, and I would like get calm, and then I would just focus on my breath for 15 minutes, and I'd be like, all right, that was good.
Yeah.
Now it's to the point where I can get into that deep state of like relaxation so quick that it's like, for example, the problem that I have that I'm trying to solve right now is anger. I have a lot of anger, and it's not like just anger.
What are you angry about?
Where I'm at, like.
Where are you at that's making you angry?
I'm not where I want to be. I haven't accomplished the things that I want to accomplish. I haven't like. And the only reason that I really want to do this and like get the money, like it's my motivation is all money. I want a shit ton of money. Okay. And it's like I work my ass off to get it. I trade stock options, I do forex trading, I have my own business, and it's like I do all of these things thinking, oh, if I just study it before I get into it, at least I know what I'm getting into, and I can probably speed up the process. But like the biggest thing I had to learn is I gotta be patient. I gotta give myself a chance to grow with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shit kind of grinds my gears.
You just get upset at maybe the process of it. It seems.
Yeah, I'm
like.
impatient.
Okay.
It's like it's not that like I want it and I want it now. I understand that there's like a process with it, but I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What else do I have to do? Do I have to put more time into this? Do I have to do this? Yeah, like
that's fair.
Yeah, and it just turns into like this whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, and then you probably get intrusive thoughts and as to why you maybe are where you are and things like that.
And like that's the whole thing is like I'll be talking to people about meditation and they're like, oh, you meditate, you should be more aware, or you shouldn't have these feelings. I'm like, meditation isn't gonna take it away, bro. It just teaches you that you understand it more, you get it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a tool to help you deal with them in a more healthy way, as opposed to
and it's like
being quick to anger.
Even with like personal struggles that would like cause sadness or depression or anything, the pain doesn't hurt as much anymore, and it's just because like I can look at it from a different angle, and I can see like the bigger picture. Like I can see like, all right, this is how it is right now. I've done what I needed to do, and I'm doing the best I can. All I can do is move forward. And it's like, you know, everybody got pain, but
Yeah, that's a positive way, especially when you're talking about the things that you're working towards. You know, that's a good way to look at it. That you as long as you know in your heart that you're doing everything that you've done, that you can do at that moment, it's, you know, there's no point in stressing out about it.
You're doing the best you can.
Way easier said than done.
Oh,
for
100%.
Sure. But you mentioned something interesting, that a lot of it stems from money.
Yeah, I think I want to.
Why the money, man? That sounds like your biggest problem right there. Get rid of that shit, and I think you'd be all right.
Because, like, with the money, you get so much freedom.
It's true.
Like, dude, I don't want to have to wake up at 6, 7, 8 in the morning and be like, oh, another day at work. Like, I don't want to be like that. I want to wake up and be like, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do today.
Yeah.
But, like, even with, like, let's say, like, either of us make it with music, we're still going to have to be responsible for music. Or, like, even with your podcast, you're still going to have to put time aside. But that's things you love, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work.
That's the difference that I think, you know, people really don't necessarily understand until you've done it. We've all done it. You've definitely, you know, you've been not having to work or not have to get up for school or something. And maybe, let's say you got to get up really early for back in the day when they used to do like Black Friday shopping on Fridays, right? You get up, you're like excited. You get up at fucking 2 in the morning. You don't give a shit.
I wouldn't sleep as a kid.
But you're not tired. You're not like, oh, I gotta go do this thing. I gotta get up early. But do that same thing for school.
I'd be in the middle of Kohl's bouncing around. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, exactly,
no
right?
Shoes,
but
you mean?
But it's something you wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So it's like, as opposed to getting up and maybe doing something you don't find, you know, enriching your life, or you don't find passion in, it's a lot harder to do those kind of things. And I think, you know, there's not a great short-term solution for those kind of feelings, you know. But in that moment, like, you know, I know for myself, like I'd get up early and go to work, right?
Yeah.
And something that it's definitely not great when you wake up, and, you know, especially when it's like the winter months in Wisconsin, you're waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning and you're freezing and you don't want to get out of the bed and you haven't slept in a week and
cars
you're like,
covered in snow.
Yeah, it's not great to get up then when you're freezing, and everything like that. But I kind of try to look at it for me, and this isn't going to work for everybody. I have other things I want to do. I work a part-time job to help facilitate those other things.
Oh, dude, money is a vehicle.
So that's what I try to view it as opposed to, like, because I don't get a lot of meaning out of the job that I do. I like a lot of the people that work there. I try to have as much fun as I can while I'm there, to the dismay of, you know, some people.
Like the exact opposite, bro. I'd be walking through there like I don't know nobody.
Oh, see, there's people higher up that probably don't enjoy the stupid enthusiasm that I have for the dumb parts of the job and making it as ridiculous as possible. But I try to just have a good time with what I can do and realize that
all you can do.
I'm there to help do this thing. So I kind of don't even, as much as I do, I like to separate it where, like, once I leave, I don't think about the fucking.
I think that's
building,
important, dude.
you know?
Work-life separation, you need that.
Yeah, but I also try to view it as, like, while I'm doing that, like let's say I want to purchase an instrumental from a producer or something. I look at it instead of being like, oh, I'm dreading having to go into fucking work today to go, you know, stock these fucking shelves. I'm looking at, like, imagine my checklist, whatever, of things I'd have to do in the studio. I'm just adding, I have to stock a couple shelves this morning so that I can afford to do the rest of the stuff. And I think, like, it's a subtle kind of mind trick.
That took me a long time to, like, actually understand, because, like, I was one of those people where I was like, I didn't have a job for a little while, and I was like, trust me, man, I got this. Like, I didn't understand the whole have a job just to make some money. Yeah. And it's like, ever since I got that job, though, like, at Target, I'm kicking it. Yeah. The only thing that bothers me, man, is the people. All those people, bro.
You don't like people?
I like to be alone. And then I'm surrounded by, like, 100 people walking past me. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, you're not a people person.
It's not like I get anxiety from it. It's just like, don't ask me anything. You know, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's
it's
tough.
like, I be getting my work done pretty quick at work, too. And it's because, like, I don't be talking to people.
You don't be messing with people like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. See, I wish I could say the same, but I love to talk, as, you know.
Oh, yeah, bro, that's
sense.
good. It's going to turn into something. But, like, for me, I'm going to keep my ass quiet.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's, you've never served then, I imagine.
Yeah, nah.
No, I
nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'd be a bartender, though, dude.
You gotta talk to people.
I'd be like those Las Vegas motherfuckers.
But you gotta talk to people. They still gotta be. They gotta
if
be.
they're
chatting up.
watching me in amazement, you know,
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh damn!" I'd be like, "Yeah."
You gotta have some charisma though. You gotta.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You gotta hit him with a something, some comments here and there, but we'll get you there. You'll be there in no time. Now we are over the hour mark here, and we are
It's
just
been
getting
an
towards the
hour?
end of the show. Yeah, we're about a little over an hour actually.
Yeah, damn,
This is your first time on the pod. We talked a while back about you've got a lot of stuff going on. You've got the music. You're passionate about the spirituality. You got drop shipping as well. You got your own business and stuff like that. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to get off your chest here while I got you here on the show? Or any questions for me, or anything you want to tell the people of dtalks before we wrap up here?
I did have a question I wanted to ask you earlier, but I forgot it.
That's fair.
Damn, man. I don't know. Love your people, bro. Take care of your people. Stay honest. Be genuine. I feel like too many people are like wearing a mask, and like you said earlier, they try to impress people, like buy certain things to impress people, and it's just be yourself. It'll lead you to where you need to be, rather than like a place where you don't want to be. And I think like that's how I live. I don't know, man. I feel a lot better about like the path that I'm on. I used to have a lot of self-doubt. I used to like second guess a lot of the things I did, and now I know it's like what I'm capable of. I know that I need to handle my shit, get it done, do it right, do it to the best of my ability, and I'm still being me while doing it. I'm true to myself, and I'm true to everybody else.
It's important.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing in life is just be you. And like don't be afraid to be you. I had to get over that. It took me a while to get over that. I was afraid of like judgment and other people's opinions, and
it's scary to be you. And the reason it's scary is because it's easier to wear a mask, because if people don't like the mask, it's not you, it's the mask. But if you wear that mask for too long, then you start to disassociate. You don't know who's who.
But yeah, bro, show some love to your people. Be genuine.
I appreciate
Take
it,
care, everybody.
You wanna plug the new project one last time before we wrap here?
Oh yeah, on SoundCloud at dev.d.e.v. Same on Instagram and everything. Stitchian, new EP, 5 songs, out now. Came out 20th.
5 songs. If you could describe the project in 5 words, what would it be?
Trash. No, I'm kidding.
Well, hey, it's one. There we go.
Shit. Introspective. Part of me, a masterpiece. Fuck it, we're in here.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
I'm like Kanye's second cousin. That's a big one. You said 5 words. I just said 5 words in that.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Kanye's second cousin. That could be.
And lit.
And
just because you got lit
okay,
there.
we got there. Okay, well, yeah, guys, go check that out. I appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
I really, really appreciate getting to kick it with you. I also want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in live and watched the show here over on YouTube. Also, quick thank you and shout out to those that watch or listen days after on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys. I do not take you guys for granted. I know you're not here when we do it live, but I appreciate you guys all the same. Also want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. If you guys are interested in getting access to behind-the-scenes content from music videos,
you got Patreon
vlogs, of course, yeah.
I can whip my nipple out right now.
We have to do it after here. We'll put it on Patreon. We'll get to see Dev's nipples on Patreon, as well as a series where I break down how I mix and master and write all my songs over there. So you can go to patreon.com/Darren Rita and you help support the channel for as little as $1. And yeah, please go do that. It helps out, support the channel a ton. Also, thank you to Kenosha Auto Insurance for sponsoring this episode. And this has been the 151st episode of the dtalks podcast, guys. I will see you guys next week.